Counselor? There's a raccoon stuck in the vending machine.
That's so annoying. I wanted a snack.
Welcome to Trail Mix.
Our mini episodes from Camp Counselors podcast.
Each week, the stories come from you, our Camp Shady Birch campers.
We want to hear your juicy gossip,
Top secret confessions,
embarrassing and scary stories.
and sprinkle in our sage counselor advice.
Trail Mix is for the campers.
And God, do we love ya.
Hey, happy campers!
Oh my God, welcome back to Trail Mix.
This is our mini episode where we read listener submitted stories brought to you by listeners just like you. Thank
Gracias.
you. My God.
We haven't been on the mics in a minute.
We have, but you would be none the wiser because we're really putting them in the bank. We said deposit, let that grow. What is it called? Interest rate?
Mm-hmm. High yield, baby. This one thing about this podcast is high yield.
It is high yield through and through. So we, in real time, just came back from, you'll hear about it later on a longer episode, a little leg of the tour, the old leg of the tour.
Yeah, so we're back on the mics and we're feeling electric and we have amazing stories for you this week, obviously.
But however, I do have a bone to pick. I have a grievance. It's not a bone to pick. It's just how I'm feeling, and I need to talk about it because I skipped therapy last week and the week before. So thank you guys for listening. I am in my reading era. You are too.
Trying to be.
And I read. I counted before we started recording. I read 9 books this year.
Wow.
Yeah, but I am behind. But
You read a lot more last year.
I did, but the books this year were juicier. Like they're
Fatter?
thicker. Yeah.
Oh, big girls?
My page count is much larger. Not to brag. That's not a brag, but take it if you will as a brag.
No more The Mystery of the Gingerbread Thief.
And no.
You need one of those before the end of the year.
And that's what I wanted to talk about. So the book I'm reading now is, hang on, I have it right here. Show and Tell. Is Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. And you got this for me last Christmas before it was in paperback.
It's kind of a cultural phenomenon. Like I see it on the trains, on the planes, and simply in the automobiles.
This is definitely like you will see people on the subway reading this. I'm currently on page 277 and it's like 425 some pages long. And I'm just like, I'm holding out. I'm just really like waiting on it to get real good. And maybe it's just a book that I'm reading at a weird time. Like maybe I just need like a good speedy read right now. Why am I holding it like this? Maybe I just need like a good speedy read. And I think that might be the case. A woman on the plane stopped me and said, love that book. And like people don't usually, the last time somebody did that was when I was reading The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo on the cruise. And now somebody is coming up to me saying, love that book. The ending is so good. So I'm waiting on that. I just think it's too slow and there's too much monotony.
There's definitely campers who have read this book. So drop it in the comments below. What would you rate out of 10?
Yes, please. Because I hate feeling like wasting my time reading a book. And it's honestly starting to feel like that. And the last time that happened, it was the second longest book I've ever read in my entire life.
Butter.
And that pissed me off so bad. I think we talked about it on the podcast. That's how much it pissed me off. It was like almost 900 pages and I finished it. I was like, I will never get those weeks of my life back. What an awful time.
I think you're more risky with what you choose. Like I only read books that I know are tried and true. Like I'm currently reading and it's been taking me forever to get through, but the one I'm back reading is Nightingale.
That's a long one.
Yeah, and the flight attendant was like, oh my God, my favorite book ever. And it's my mom's favorite book ever. So my mom gave it to me. It's my mommy's copy. Yeah, I'm reading my mommy's copy. Okay. So my mommy gave it to me. And I have 120 pages left. And it's so good. They're literally making it into a movie with Dakota Fanning and Elle Fanning.
That's gonna be so
and guess what?
You're gonna sob.
I'm gonna take my mom.
Oh,
I know.
That's
I'm gonna
so
love
sweet.
it. She just went to go see Downton Abbey. She's also obsessed with that.
Oh my gosh, she like loves an old timey.
She loves a period piece. I do too, though. No, I love a strong female character in a period piece.
I want to go see. Will you take me to go see Frida? Not Frida Kahlo. Frida.
Oh, we'll go see the housemaid tale or whatever.
Yeah, Frida McFadden. That's what it is. Yeah, because I loved that book. I read The Crash by Frida, and it's just like I get what people are saying. I think I read her magnum opus, and I didn't know anything. I went in blind, and now that I know, I try to figure things out, and then when she's like, oh, you're going to try to figure something out, I'm going to throw an absolute curveball at you. That makes zero sense. I don't love that. It's very much like Pretty Little Liars at the end. Won't spoil that for you campers, but I think I just need like a nice little quick read after this one, but I will be finishing it.
Drop in the comments what you're reading. We'd love to know, because this is your episode. This is the show that we dedicate to you and your stories. And I think it's time to get into these stories.
Let's get into today's camper stories.
I have a camper who's asking advice on how to tell where her boyfriend ends and his twin begins.
Are they Siamese?
Siamese, no.
I've got a story about a camper, a fortune cookie, and a juicy couture wallet from beyond the grave.
Bring back JC.
Me!
Jonathan Carson, Juicy Couture.
I've always been here.
Oh my God, that is your drag name.
I really should get Juicy Couture stuff. That's like...
You will sweat through it and you'll have pepperoni oil.
You're so right.
And I also have a story about a tale about a camper who became a legend for one awful, unforgettable April Fool's joke. Let's get into it.
Camp counselors will be right back after these short messages.
Attention campers, are we barking? Are we feeling freaky gal? Are we feeling communal? Well, I think you should come see me live. You should come see me live this upcoming week or next week, whenever this ad runs, because guess what? On November 2nd, I'm in New York City. On November 4th, I'm in Salt Lake City. And on November 6th, I'm in Portland, Oregon. Yes, I am performing my show, The Big Back Behavior Tour, and you should come and laugh and drink and meet other campers. And don't worry, Jonathan's there and so is the merch, and we want you there. So if you're interested, the tickets are linked in the episode description or at ZachariahPorter.com. Campers, I want to see you. I want to meet you. I want to shake my yabos at you. Love you. See you there.
This episode is sponsored in part by Chime. Since buying our house, we have juggled so many expenses. Mortgages, utilities, credit card payments. It's a lot to manage, and it really showed me how important it is to stay organized with money. That's why I'm loving today's sponsor, Chime. Chime understands that every dollar counts. In this economy, seriously. That's why when you set up direct deposit through Chime, you get access to fee-free features like free overdraft coverage, getting paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit, and more. Learn more at chime.com/camp. Open a checking account with no monthly fees and no maintenance fees. With qualifying direct deposits, you're eligible for free overdraft up to $200 on debit card purchases and cash withdrawals. Work on your financial goals through Chime today. Open an account in 2 minutes at chime.com/camp. That's chime.com/camp. Chime. Feels like progress.
Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. Members FDIC. Spot me eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Timing depends on submission of payment file. Fees apply at out-of-network ATMs. Bank ranking and number of ATMs according to U.S. News and World Report 2023. Chime checking account required.
And now, back to the show.
Are we qualified to be giving advice? No. Are we going to do it anyway? Absolutely.
Welcome back to Dear Counselors. Do you have an inquiry? Do you have a question? Are you just like needing advice? You can ask us and we will answer it on the show. And if you have a question for us or a story for the show, you can send it in to campcounselorspod@gmail.com or go to campcounselorspodcast.com and go to the write-in tab. This camper writes in, Dear Counselors, I am in need of your sage counselor advice because I'm starting to feel a little crazy here. Names have been changed. For context, I am a 25-year-old woman trying to keep it together in this year of 2025. My boyfriend, Liam, is 26, and we've been dating for almost a year now. Liam has a twin brother, Danny. They have been close, always been close, which I totally understand and kind of found sweet at first. They live together, work out together, hang out together, and even have the same friend group. I knew they were a package deal, but lately I've been feeling like it's a bit much. Oh no. Okay, so just one example. Danny joins us on dates sometimes.
Okay.
Like we'll go to dinner or the movies, and suddenly it's the three of us. But I can't totally blame Danny because most of the time Liam invites him without talking to me first. I've been dropping hints like, hey, maybe we could just do something just us tonight. And every time I say that, Liam totally misses my point and goes, oh yeah, but my brother's free too, and he loves that place. and their level of comfort around each other is ... alarming. Our camper continues. A few days ago, I was lying in Liam's bed after a great morning nunu nana. He got up to shower before work, but as soon as he stepped into the hallway, I heard him chatting up a storm. I thought maybe he was on the phone, but when I caught a look from the other side of the door, I quickly saw that was not the case. Counselors, I shit you not, Liam was standing there butt-ass naked, just casually talking to Danny.
No.
What the hell? We are almost 30. No towel, no boundaries. This is not normal. I was in shock. Not only did it immediately give me the ick, but it really made me question if I plan on marrying this guy. Am I marrying his brother too? And don't get me wrong, I like Danny as a person, but the separation I saw between the two of them a few months ago seems to be fading. I guess I just don't know how to express that their closeness feels both weird and suffocating without coming off as controlling or trying to separate them. Any advice would be amazing because your girl doesn't know what to do. Signed, the third wheel in cabin 3.
That is not normal. That is a shock to the system. Definitely gives me the ick, and I've never met this man before.
I know. It's so... I'm not a twin, and I've always wanted to be one. I've always been very jealous of the twins' bonds because what we see in media and pop culture and in stories and from the twins I know, like there's something about being a twin that it's an unbreakable bond.
No, it is definitely.
It's the closest bond you could possibly have.
It really is. You share like a brain, essentially. We're in the womb to us explaining what twins are. Have you guys heard? They're new. They just came out.
No, but like... Continuing on with this, I'm going to be so real. I'm going to speak from the heart.
Okay.
I fear this is a battle you're never going to win. And this is a war you must secede. Is that the word? Secede?
I don't know. But so you're thinking like, okay, Camper, let's check in with ourselves. Is he the one?
Is he?
Because you are young, but I also, okay, I'll let you continue.
No, is he the one? That's kind of like, because I also think that if you walked out into the hallway and was talking to Chris butt-ass naked, I would actually be like shivering in the corner, like trying to find an Uber out through the window.
Honestly, I don't even know how to like address that part of it because it's like so shocking. That's like, so they're doing everything together. That's a lot.
He's seen every nook and cranny
and
that
we don't,
morning.
That's okay. That's giving like Island Boys.
They don't kiss, but like, what they
we
don't
know.
To. We don't know,
and that's what it boils down to.
Liam and Danny are kissing.
Okay, but let me say from my perspective of things. Now, I did date a twin. I'm not even going to change the name. His name was Cole, and I worked with his identical twin brother, Colin.
They were identical.
So
hot.
I could tell they had the same like mannerisms. Colin wasn't gay.
Did you ever think about kissing Colin? Please be so real.
No.
Jonathan's
that's like weird, but I was in college, so
I'm a freak like that. I'm like, kiss both of them.
Oh, no, because I'm like, okay, this is like weird and a little like...
We're just different.
Yeah, we're definitely different, that's for sure. But they did a lot together. They worked mostly together. Cole wasn't on the sets that I was on the film sets. It was his brother. But then when we broke up, I was still working with Colin. So that was a little weird. And it was also like a reminder. It's like there's this literal face every day on set. So it was weird, but I do understand sometimes they just do everything together.
Were you jealous?
No, but it got to a point, and he was receptive, thankfully. So I don't know. Well, clearly you've had this discussion, Camper, with what Liam, Danny, whichever one your boyfriend is. And he seems to not be understanding what you're putting down. Like you can't even go to a dinner without him.
I just think you've already said it. And
I
it's
do too.
Clearly not sticking. I don't think it's gonna stick with this one.
And you've been dating for a year. And I feel like the layers are being peeled back from like the separation that you were talking about that existed before, and everything's just kind of blending together. So assess if you really think he's the one. I don't want to give advice that's saying like break up with your boyfriend.
I think you are going to be the villain.
And I don't want you to be the Yoko Ono.
I don't want you to be the Yoko Ono because you are going to be the wedge. And whether you get what you want or you don't, if you get less time with Danny, that's because of you. And you're not going to like who Liam turns into when he feels like he had to choose between you and his brother. I'm going to say this one's got to go.
Okay.
And I never like to say that, but their closeness, I don't think you can beat it.
And this is where community comes in. So campers, someone out there who's listening to this has to be dating a twin or has to have like something else.
The camper called in for our advice. So we have to that's my advice.
Okay.
Stop kissing Kate Barlow. Actually, start kissing Kate Barlow and stop kissing Liam.
Scary stories around the campfire. Welcome back to Scary Stories Around the Campfire. I really enjoyed this story. It gave me goosebumps and it kind of made me cry. So our camper wrote in, "Hello, camp counselors.
Hi.
I just need to say thank you for making the best podcast ever." Oh my God, I know, right? To say you've helped me get through some more challenging times is an understatement. Your witty humor and true passion for your craft keep me inspired and roaring. Please keep spreading your sunshine. The world needs more of it. Thank you, camper. It was very sweet. Okay, so this story is about a connection to a loved one that passed. The year is 2016. I was thrilled to find out that my then boyfriend, now husband, and I are pregnant with our first baby. We were also closing on our first home and in the interim of living at my future father-in-law's while all the home closing details were being ironed out. He happened to live in East Hampton, which made for the most beautiful spot to be. It was truly the most peaceful, calm place to be living for a few months, and we were so grateful for his hospitality. Christmas was an exciting one. Our first one in our new home, a wedding quickly approaching, and a little one on the way. So for gifts, we wrapped photos of our first ultrasound for the grandparents to each unwrap. Surprise, everyone, we're pregnant. My parents, beyond thrilled to find this out, guessed that it was going to be a little boy. My future mother-in-law also took bets on the baby being a boy. My future father-in-law, Frank, was the only one to guess baby girl. Guess who was right? Frank was. We welcomed our precious baby girl in July of 2017. Since that time, my loving father-in-law passed away. Prior to his passing, he even lived with us for a little, getting his chemo treatments at a hospital much closer to where we lived than where he was living in the Hamptons. It felt full circle. We had started our story at his home and heartbreakingly ended his at ours. We miss him every day. Camper, I'm so sorry for your loss. Sorry. But also knew he was protecting and watching over us. Every day I pray to him and remind my daughter of all the time she had with him before he passed. Fast forward to 2020. I have a 3.5-year-old and I'm newly pregnant with our second baby. Feeling so much excitement, I wanted to find out what we were having, but it was still too soon to do the blood test, which would determine the sex of the baby. But honestly, I could not wait. Like I often did, I prayed to Frank. Send me a sign, I asked him. After all, he was the only one of the grandparents who had guessed correctly on the first pregnancy. A few days after I had asked for my sign, my husband went to check on the Hamptons house, which we inherited after my father's passing.
Amazing.
Talk about a way to continue blessing his family even after his passing.
Oh my God, of course.
Thank you, Frank.
All I'm going to inherit is debt.
Oh, God.
Well, move on.
When my husband got back from checking on the house, he handed me a garbage bag filled with some of my old stuff that I had left at the house. He said, "I don't know why. I just felt like cleaning out my room and you had a bunch of stuff in the closet and I thought you might want it." I didn't think much of it, but before long I was rifling through the goods, some old clothes. So that's where that hoodie went. That's like the best is when you're coming across like the old stuff. And you're like, oh my God, I totally forgot about this hoodie. It's going to be in the rotation once again. Old books I had been reading, pictures, and an old wallet of mine. I don't know why, but I felt compelled to open the wallet. For what? I don't know. I knew there was no money in there. I'm one of those girls that can't hold on to cash for the life of her. Nevertheless, I still wanted to know what was in there. So I unzipped the small, juicy couture wallet. Oh, my millennial age is showing. And the one thing that was in there was a fortune from a fortune cookie. This particular fortune had a sweet fortune on one side, but what stopped me in my tracks was on the other side. The one side that says a word in English and how to say it in Chinese. Right there, bold as day, was one word. Boy. My heart dropped. I ran to my husband. A boy. We're having a boy. I know because your dad just sent me a sign. And I cried and I showed him the fortune. He laughed, as he's not much of a believer as I was with the connections and all. Okay, we'll see in a couple weeks, he joked. He was so convinced that we were only going to be having girls and that he was going to be the only boy in the family. So we did our gender reveal. It fell on my husband's birthday weekend, so I combined the two. We cut into the cake in front of all of our friends and family to reveal Blue. Frank had sent me a sign with the fortune cookie that I keep tucked away. So campers, listen, look, and feel your loved ones. They're still with us, loving and protecting us. Signed, the Grateful Camper in cabin 444. What a sweet story. Thank you, camper, for sharing.
I want to start asking for signs, my spirit guides. I'm always like asking for like just general. I'm always talking to the universe. I'm always asking the universe for things because I feel like I'll actually want to talk about that in a future episode. I think you got to ask the universe for things sometimes, but
Manifest.
Yeah. But I want to start asking for signs. I'm not asking for signs. I'm just asking for it. I think it's fun because what a fun way to unfold the answer. Like I love like a little game like that. Like,
You playing games with Nana from the other side. Come on, Gigi.
I'm asking Nana for everything. My Nana Judy, my Nana Porter, that's my spirit guide.
Send us a sign, girly.
Camp counselors will be right back after these short messages. This episode is sponsored in part by BetterHelp. The days are getting shorter around this time of year, and suddenly it's like dark by 4:30. Safe to say, this season can feel a little gloomy. And honestly, reaching out for therapy can feel a lot like that too. It takes a little bit of courage to start, but once you do, it's almost always followed by the thought, why didn't I do this sooner? BetterHelp makes that first step easier. They'll match you with a licensed therapist based on your needs and preferences. And if that's not the right fit, you can switch at any time. With over 30,000 therapists and 12 years of experience, they've helped more than 5 million people find support. So this month, don't wait to reach out. Whether you're checking in on a friend or reaching out to a therapist yourself, BetterHelp makes it easier to take that first step. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/camp. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/camp. This ad is brought to you by Viiv Healthcare, the makers of Apretude, Cabotegravir. You never skip your SPF, and you carry hand sanitizer like an accessory. But what are you doing for HIV prevention? One way to help protect yourself from HIV is Apretude, a prescription medicine used to reduce the risk of getting HIV in adults and adolescents weighing at least 77 pounds. You must be HIV negative to receive Apretude and get tested before each injection. If you think you were exposed to HIV or have flu-like symptoms, tell your doctor right away. More HIV testing may be needed. Apretude does not prevent other sexually transmitted infections. Practice safer sex to reduce your risk. Get Apretude as scheduled. Missing doses increases your HIV risk. Don't take Apretude if allergic to it or taking certain medicines that may interact. Tell your doctor about your medical conditions, liver problems, and mental health. Serious side effects include allergic reactions or rash, liver problems, and depression. If these occur, get medical help right away. The most common side effect is injection site reaction. Bring your A game and talk to your doctor. Learn more at apretude.com or call 1-888-240-0340. And now, back to the show.
This is a really big secret. Thank God we're on a body of water. This is Confession Canoe. Welcome back to Confession Canoe. Oh, I love when you confess to us. Our camper writes in, "Hey, happy counselors. Big fan of your podcast. I look forward to new episodes Mondays and Wednesdays. It gives me life. I have a bit of a confession about a confession for you. We're taking it back all the way to 2006. Simply the best year for music. I was in the 8th grade, probably wearing an Abercrombie jeans skirt, popped Hollister polo shirt, and Ugg boots, listening to Promiscuous by Nelly Furtado.
It was a look.
It's April Fool's Day, which also happens to be on a Friday. My entire grade took it upon themselves to make this April Fool's Day one for the books. Unbeknownst to me, of course. Fart bombs, whoopee cushions, bang snap poppers, water guns. It was a mayhem in the hallways between classes. The whole school started to smell like stinky poop and sounded like the 4th of July.
Ew.
I'd like to mention I did not partake in any of the mayhem. I was a very good student and an athlete and did not want my reputation to be tarnished. That was until 10th period. The 8th graders were having so much fun, and I wanted in on the action.
Well, yeah, the day's wrapping up. Like, come on.
I know. And it's like, how long can you be a goody two-shoes for? So my math teacher, Miss Lamb, sorry, she ain't married, needed to go to the bathroom at the beginning of the period and left us unattended. I feel like if the teacher has to go to the bathroom in the middle of class, like she's pooping.
It could
or
be.
pee-pee or peeing. There's a lot of reasons to go to the bathroom.
You just need 5 minutes because you're a teacher.
Yeah, she's like, honestly, I don't even care. Jump out the window. We love Miss Lamb. Continuing. My classmate, Dave, took all of her dry erase markers and put them in a drawer.
Sneaky.
Matt took her erasers and hid them behind the books. Allie took the lesson plan book and hid it on the back shelf.
It's just reading like a kid's book. I love it.
The class was going wild, hiding things, and someone says, Katie, hide her purse. Without hesitation, I quickly grabbed her purse and put it on the top of the filing cabinet.
No, because dry erase and vis-a-vis markers are one thing, but...
She's like, her checkbook, I'm shredding it.
My God.
Our favorites. What a rush. I was one of the cool kids now because I helped with the 8th grade April Fool's Day.
And that is very bold to go from like goody two shoes to taking your shoes right off and being the barefoot bandit you are.
She's still a goody two shoes because she goes, it is important to note that the purse was very visible and I did not take anything out of the purse.
That is so me.
Miss Lamb came back and we sat in our seats giggling. She went to grab a marker, gone. Where did my marker go? We all burst out laughing and pointing to the drawer.
Miss Lamb is behind you.
Where's my lesson book?
You kid.
Miss Lamb honestly went along with it and laughed it off.
That's cute.
The bell rang and we rushed out of class to our lockers, excited to get that already awesome weekend started.
Oh, someone's throwing a paper and someone's doing a cartwheel in that hallway.
All of a sudden, the principal comes on the loudspeaker with a serious and assertive tone. All 8th graders report to the auditorium immediately. A la Mean Girls. All of the rowdy 8th graders and pissed off teachers sat in that stinky auditorium. The principal gets on the stage to the podium and says, you all have taken it too far. This behavior is unacceptable. You've been throwing poppers all over the hallway, and one student even stole a teacher's purse. My throat sank to my butt.
Amber.
I've never been in trouble before. I looked to my left and to my right to my so-called friends for support, and they turned a shoulder on me. My thoughts were racing.
This is so Mean Girls.
I felt terrible. The principal went on to tell us that Miss Lamb's 10th period class needed to stay after the assembly. I sank in my seat. Kill me now. I can't believe how unsupportive my classmates were after they acted like imbeciles all day just to throw me under the bus for one tiny act of tomfoolery. I want to mention at this time, I also had undiagnosed anxiety, like an undiagnosed anxiety disorder. And looking back, I realized I had a full-on panic attack with no idea how to cope with it.
Oh.
I started bawling and hyperventilating. I sort of blacked out after that, but I remember immediately telling Miss Lamb it was me and that I didn't steal it. It's on the back filing cabinet, and I'm sorry I didn't tell her that I moved it. I was having such a meltdown that the teachers ended up comforting me.
Oh, this is bad.
This is bad. My classmates left for the day, and I sat in the auditorium with the principal and Miss Lamb, shaking and crying and waiting for my panic attack to be over.
Oh, now she's spending the weekend there.
Yeah, honestly, that sucks because they're like, okay, it's okay.
It's
Katie.
okay. But Miss Lamb like needed her car keys to her Volvo.
She did before the kids went home for the day.
Yeah.
So needless to say, I lost respect for all of my 8th graders in Miss Lamb's 10th period math class, which is why I used their real names.
Not Katie turning around and being like, I'm so disappointed in you. She's like taking on the principal.
This is almost 20 years later and we're still coping. Now this is where this is interesting. Okay, so every year on April 1st, one of my classmates, Alyssa, and that's probably her real name, would text me saying, "Happy anniversary of stealing Miss Lamb's purse." I did not think her annual reminders were funny. I just wanted to forget it ever happened.
Because she's still doing this.
This was a traumatizing event for me, and it really pisses me off that she texts me every single year up until we were in our 30s.
Come on now, Lissy.
So, 2 years ago, I made sure she knew I didn't think it was funny. This time, when she texted the reminder, I responded, quote, "Hi, Alyssa. This is Katie's husband. Katie was in a car accident and is in the hospital right now. I'll let her know you reached out." Sweet, sweet revenge, April Fool's bitch. Now this was kind of crazy. Let me finish this and then we'll talk. For 17 years, I've wanted to tell Alyssa to shut the F up, get a life, and stop bringing up my trauma. And something in me that day said, put that bitch in her place and make her regret ever sending you an annual April Fool's text. Did I go too far? Maybe. But guess who doesn't text me on April Fools anymore? Alyssa.
Mm-hmm.
Love you. Signed, The Purse Thief in Cabin 3.
That is wild.
Oh my God. So it's really funny because our first camper that I read for and the last one are both in Cabin 3.
Oh my God. How's it going over there?
Cabin
Please don't
3.
hide the purses.
But also don't invite the twins.
No, seriously. That was a great story. We didn't really do anything for April Fools at our school. They would do like tiny pranks, but we were forewarned, at least in high school, that we would be getting in trouble.
We did senior pranks for sure.
Oh yeah, you had your big old senior prank day.
Yeah, we had a huge, it was like the middle of the night.
You took a dump in the principal's
No,
parking lot.
we put red Solo cups, all like hundreds and hundreds of red Solo cups at the entrance, and we filled them all with a little bit of water so that like it was a bitch to clean up. And then I stole an arm. I used to work at Old Navy, so I took one of the arms from the mannequins, and we like tied it to something in like a parking lot. Like the
How
signs.
did you walk out of Old Navy with
I think
the
it was
arm?
like a defunct mannequin. I think there was an issue with it.
Oh, she was being shipped off to Dumpsterville.
Yeah, she was out. It was just the arm.
That's spooky.
And we tied it. I have pictures of it. We tied it. We zip tied it to like the principal's parking spot on the sign.
That's clever.
Yeah, like it wasn't.
That feels like it does feel threatening.
And then they were like, "You're not gonna walk at graduation," and I was like, and we were all like, "No one believes you, babe." Like,
yeah,
really, 100 of us
do
are gonna
that?
walk. The cops pulled up and we're like running in the cars and screaming.
The cops came.
Yeah, because someone leaked it. So there was a leak.
He was probably on MySpace.
No, who was it? Let's just like guess.
Who's the mole?
I'm trying to think. Who's that girl that I don't like?
Kira.
No, it wasn't Kira because Kira was there. Kira was like
No,
leading the band.
Kira's that girl who would be like, the popos run. Like she would be the
She
Paul
was the one
Revere
with
of the
a,
school.
she already had a record probably at that point.
Yeah.
No, Morgan. That's the one who that was.
Gonna have to bleep that one out.
No, you can keep it in there. I think Morgan was the one. Morgan. Remember when you told everybody that I wasn't class clown because when I tried to be funny, I was trying too hard. I'm a comedian now, Morgan. So know that. But back.
Oh my God.
Trying too hard, babe. I accomplished it too hard.
Hi, Morgan. This is Zachariah's boyfriend. He's in the hospital right now.
No, because it really was Ms. But guess what? Ms. wasn't giggling, clearly. But back to the story here. I know, I'm just like, I'm 30 now. I don't care. The way that, let's go back to the story. The way that you did
the follow-up prank 2 years ago after this happened.
I'm in the
2006?
hospital from a car accident. The husband's texting, like that is actually so insane.
And it stopped.
And it stopped. But all those years of text, like that felt like weird.
Yeah, Alyssa, get a life.
I'm sorry you had a panic attack though, and I'm glad you figured out that that's what's happening. You're just a good person, and you got caught up.
You got caught up with the wrong crowd.
But you handled it. You said, "I'm gonna handle this, girl." Alyssa.
She's like, yeah, I was in the wrong crowd for one period on one day. April Fools.
Okay, we love defamation on this show. So if your names were mentioned, a lot of names were mentioned on today's episode.
Yeah, we were named out.
Everything was alleged.
Yeah.
We're safe.
Mm-hmm.
Love you guys. We will see you next week. We'll see you on Wednesday. There's some new Patreon vlogs up, which is exciting. And we're on a little bit of break from shows, but we'll be talking about it in future episodes because you guys know how the format works here. We're always a little backlogged, but we love you guys, and we'll see you Wednesday. We'll see you next week. We'll see you forever. With that being said,
Lights out, campers.